The New York Islanders, absolutely. Well, what did they do? They mailed it in. Mailed in that game for sure. That was one of the most boring games I think I've ever seen. 2.5 hours of my lifetime. It was absolutely 100% wasted. That was just awful to watch. Awful to watch. Talk about a no-hitter. Holy moly. That was like watching a non-contact game. Shots 36 to 34. Like, there, just everybody skate around. Don't put a whole lot of effort in. It looked like a beer league game to me. Actually, it was that was bad. That was really bad. But what can you expect in Game 81 when the Islanders are absolutely completely out of it? I almost thought for a second they'd probably come back and win this one and screw up their draft position that they just recently gained back. They blew it by winning last game and moved ahead of two teams, and then those two teams won their next game and they passed us. That'd be the Rangers and the Wings. So now it's just a matter of closing out the season and trying to stay in the 12th spot in our conference. So the Islanders can no longer finish high, well, they can only finish in 10th in the conference. Best case scenario, and worst case scenario, they finish 12th. Of course, best case, worst case, all depends on how you look at it. So uh, I actually don't even know what I'm going to say individually about about the players tonight. I guess when I see their stat line, I'll say something, but nobody really stuck out to me. The only person that really, well, a couple people came to play tonight, but the biggest one for me was Sorokin. Sorokin obviously came to play tonight. The guy is always a rock for us, and Matt Martin was out there giving his best as well tonight. So. I still don't believe what my eyes are seeing. I'm still not 100% sure this is Matt's last year with the Islanders. I'm telling you, if Lamoriello is the GM next year, I can see the very same thing happening next year that happened this year with Matt Martin. I really could, and somehow slip him in 12 games because that's what it's going to take. And I guess it depends what the construction of our team is next year. I mean, like if we look like we do right now, like it's not a season that's going to be a whole lot of fun looking forward to. The only thing that I hope is that come game 81 next year, I'm talking a lot about Cole Iserman, I'm talking a lot about Callum Ritchie, and I'm talking a lot about Matt Barzell. That's the best case scenario for us. Playoffs is going to be hard. Like I said, I don't know what Lou has up his sleeve for the summer. He stated a few months ago that he was not going to sit still during the summer, so we shall see what happens over the summer. But I'm seriously not expecting a lot. I'm really not. So anyway, let's talk about the game. So anyway, really boring. And we're in the first period, 8 minutes and 15 seconds in, and Dylan Strome scores another deflected goal off an Islander defenseman into the net. And I actually sent uh, Eric Hornick a tweet asking him if there are stats capped. I want to know how many goals the Islanders defense has scored against Sorokin this year because I'm thinking that Pelech and Pollock they're competing in the 10 goal range around there somewhere. So this Strome one goes off Pollock into the net, and I've never seen a goaltender get so many goals deflected in against him by his own team. It's absolutely unbelievable. Like I said, I think Pollock could be up around 10. Tony DeAngelo would be way up there, but he didn't sign with us until January 26th, or else he'd have been right up there. Even though Tony did score the nicest goal against Ilya when he picked that low corner. That was a nice shot into the net there. That was a sweet goal by Tony on that one. So see if Eric answers me back if there is some kind of stat kept on that because I asked him how many goals have the Islanders defense scored against Ilya Sorokin this year, and who might be our leader in goals against Sorokin. I'm gonna guess Pollock, could be Pelech. Mayfield would be in there as well. Oh, so many choices, so many choices, so many defensemen scored so many goals this year against Ilya Sorokin. So anyway, somehow Strome gets that in off the deflection, and Duba and Sandin get the assist. It's 1-0 Washington, and then the game just basically goes to sleep for 20 minutes until we round out into the second period when Dylan Strome scores his 28th of the year from Alex Ovechkin. And this was such a bad play by Scott Mayfield. He had the puck, he had full control of it behind the net, and he tries to pull a reverse hit on Ovechkin and blows it. And Ovechkin just takes the puck and then just passes it right out front to a wide open Dylan Strome. If Scott Mayfield had forgot about the reverse hit, he had the puck. I mean, just move the puck, dude. Move the puck. A horrible goal. So two awful goals uh, against the Islanders tonight, and all of a sudden we're down 2-0. So unbelievable, unbelievable. But the hockey guys decided to pay us back a little bit with Hudson Fashions goal as basically the Capitals scored an own goal against themselves, so Hudson Fashion gets his second goal. I'll talk about Hudson a little bit later, but still, he's not a solution for this team. He really isn't. He could be next year, depending on the caliber of our team, but it better not be anywhere other than on the fourth line, that's for sure. And then, of course, Dylan Strome gets himself a hat trick into an empty net. Tom Wilson and Nick Dowd with the assists. That makes it 3-1. And the Islanders lose, and they stay in 12th in the Eastern Conference. They're a point behind Detroit and the Rangers. All three teams have one game left. The Islanders play Columbus. And if the Islanders lose against Columbus, then we get 12th in the conference. If we tie, I'd have to check tie. I think we lose both tiebreakers actually. So we'd actually have to win, and one of those teams lose. So yeah, so there's that. So that's the game. So Capitals beat us 3-1. Let's go and try and talk about the players here for a little bit. I don't know there's going to be a whole lot to say because it's just weren't that they just weren't that engaged in the game. It was like watching a non-contact hockey game out there tonight. This might have been Sipakos's worst game as an Islander. 11 minutes and 55 seconds of ice time, and he got one shot on net, but he just looked so absolutely disinterested in the game. So yeah, I'd stuck. I'd put game 81 as Max's worst game as an Islander. Holmstrom, I thought he was absolutely unnoticeable out there tonight. 14 minutes and 52 seconds of ice. He had one shot, one block shot, and a giveaway. Sipkov also had a giveaway. Bo Horvat, -2 again tonight. 21 minutes and 41 seconds of ice. Two shots on net, one giveaway. Bo doing his typical skating around. I mean, at least Bo looked like he was trying tonight, and there was very few Islanders out there that looked like they were trying tonight. I would put this game for Gatcomb in the same category as Sipkov. Probably Gatcomb's worst game as an Islander as well. I just didn't. He didn't have it as well. And for me, that's human nature. And there's a couple of guys that I'm going to talk about here that cannot afford to do this, let human nature take over and have a bad game because you're limited. Gatcomb needs to keep his momentum that he has built up to be able to make this team next year out of training camp. So you can't afford to take games like this off because these stick out. These kind of games stick out to coaches, especially a player like a Gatcomb who's a fourth liner. You want to see that guy giving his all at all times. Matty Martin, once again, I think his last three games have been some of his best games of the year. He almost scored a goal tonight on a forecheck. He actually beat a defenseman in on a puck game bouncing off the boards, and he got a shot away and almost scored. So Matty got three shots off tonight. Matt, I just want to salute you, brother. It's been great. If this is your last games as an Islander, always loved you. You were definitely a warrior at heart, an Islander at heart. Love everything about you. It's time to move on. It was time to move on a while ago, but love you, man. Take care and peace out, brother. Uh, Pierre Engvall, +1 tonight. I thought the third line was our best line that we did have, and still not up to what Pierre had been doing in the last about the games 2 weeks and back for about 10, 12, 14 games, but still an okay. One of the better games as an Islander tonight. So he was a +1. He got 3 shots on net. He almost scored a goal. So, and he did it in only in 10 minutes and 46 seconds of ice time. So, yeah. Hudson Bashing, I guess, good for you, scoring a goal, +1, 11 minutes and 21 seconds of ice time. But he had so many more other opportunities to score tonight. He had 4 shots on net. This guy has zero finish. He just he can barely score a goal to save his life, and he gets a goal that is pretty much how Hudson Basham is going to score most of his goals by not having a whole lot to do with it. So anyway, Hudson 4 shots on net. He had 1 block shot. Uh, like I said, if Hudson's back on this team next year, it better be as a fourth liner and no higher. No higher, that's for sure. Kyle Palmieri, -2, kind of looked disinterested tonight, 21 minutes and 28 seconds of ice time. 1 shot on net, 2 block shots, and 1 giveaway. Anders Lee, same thing, -2, 18 minutes and 34 seconds by time. He had 4 shots on net and 2 block shots and 1 giveaway. The first line was not very good. The second line was not very good. And the fourth line, they weren't very good either. So really only our third line was going tonight. Kyle McLean, he had 11 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time. He missed some time tonight in the game. But I guess the good thing for the fourth line is they were even on the plus-minus scale. So that's pretty much what you ask out of the fourth line. Pajot, he had an assist tonight. They're crediting him with a goal, but I know it's not his goal. They're going to take that away from him. 17 minutes of ice time, 1 shot on net, and that shot on net will probably be taken away too because of it wasn't his goal. So he basically had 1 hit on the night, and he was good on the faceoff dot. Casey Cizikas, I thought, was one of the few Islanders that was giving her a go out there tonight. He did it in 12 minutes of ice time, had 2 shots on net, and that was pretty much it. Adam Pelech still can't find that elusive goal. Got himself a penalty tonight. 2 shots on net, 1 block shot, 1 giveaway. He was okay. Tony DeAngelo, a couple of really dumb plays out there tonight, which is a little uncharacteristic of him. He was a -1 tonight in 23 minutes and 30 seconds of ice time. He had 2 shots on net and 1 giveaway. Giveaways are down for Tony in today's game, so that's not a bad thing. Ryan Pulock says he's got no goals or any assists, but we all know he scored on Ilya tonight in 19-25 seconds of ice time. 1 shot on net, 1 block shot, 1 hit, 1 giveaway, and 1 takeaway. So 1 was the magic number for Pulock tonight. Noah, I didn't think really had that bad of a game. Actually, there was moments where he looked disinterested, but then there was times where he got right into it. Noah ends up being a -1 in 23 minutes and 24 seconds of ice time. He did get 3 shots on that. He had 5 block shots, and one thing I do want to say about Noah is his block shots have noticeably went up. So he's starting to pay the price, which is probably making him a better defenseman, but like I said, still not the greatest game tonight. He had 2 giveaways. One was kind of brutal. Scotty Mayfield, really stupid play, trying to hand out that reverse hit on Ovechkin and then having the puck stolen away from you like that. Made you look stupid. Made you look absolutely stupid. Mayfield got more ice time than he normally gets. He got 17 minutes and 3 seconds of ice time. He was a -1 tonight, and he deserved his -1 because it was absolutely 100% his fault that goal was scored. He did have 2 shots on net, 2 block shots, 1 hit, 2 giveaways, and 2 takeaways. So the giveaways and the takeaway department kind of evened out a little bit. Perunovic, I hope Perunovic is nothing more than a 7th or 8th defenseman on this team next year. We shall see how that goes. But he was a +1 tonight. He had 18 minutes and 25 seconds of ice time. I just think it's too small. We have enough small guys. Like we got Tony DeAngelo, who's a smaller type of D man who's on the offensive side. So I don't. Perunovic to me is a little bit redundant on this team unless he's like in a 7th or 8th role. So anyway, he ended up having 2 block shots, 1 hit, and 1 giveaway. I thought Ilya Sorokin was absolutely fantastic. 33 saves and 35 shots, 943 save percentage. Uh, what can you do when your defense is constantly scoring on you? And then the giveaway by Mayfield to get Strome that puck, what, 5 feet out in the slot with nobody around him? What's Ilya supposed to do? And those are the only two goals he gives up in the game. So technically, like Mayfield, you don't make a stupid try to be a hero and make a reverse hit on Ovechkin and just play the puck like you already have it on your stick and should have done. And then a deflection off Pollock. And, Ilya could have pitched another shutout tonight. He could have. He could have. But it's a little tough when Ilya has five capitals or opposition players that he has to stop, and then he has to worry about two to three more guys on his own team that might score on him, both defensemen and probably some other Islander who might just do something stupid and deflect it in. It's just that absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. That was tough. That was painful. That was hard to get through that game. I'm going to try enjoy our last game against Columbus. I hope Columbus isn't eliminated from the playoffs because at least that'll get some excitement into the game because Columbus will be fired up and playing hard, and the Islanders, any athlete who has any pride at all would love to knock a team out of the playoffs, and that's what the Islanders would have the opportunity to do if Columbus is still in the playoff hunt. Looks like they won tonight, so they're going to game 81 for sure with a chance, or they've already played 81 and they still have a chance to tie this thing up. So both Montreal and Columbus have a game each after that. So, however, Montreal plays first before Columbus, so they could wrap it up before the Islander Columbus game. And if that happens, we're going to be looking at another snooze fest like we did tonight. However, I'm going to try to enjoy it because it'll be the last game of the season and that'll be it. But it was tough today, man. I'm telling you, we had a beautiful sunny day out here, and I should have been out on my motorcycle riding. And the thought to come in and watch the Islanders tonight in this useless game, and then watch them perform the way they did was pretty hard. I just threw away 2.5 hours of beautiful summertime kind of weather. Could have been on my bike, could have been working in the yard, could have been doing a lot of things other than watching that garbage. But anyway, I hope all you guys and girls have a good evening out there. Y'all take care and peace out.